Our today's topic is page 7, writing skills. The last sermon is in direct narration. Change the following paragraphs to indirect speech. Now, this speech is Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He is talking to all the Muslims present on the last sermon, that is Hajjatul Wida, the khutbah, the sermon. So, we are going to start it this way. The paragraph is, O people, just as you regard this month, this day, this city as sacred, so regard the life and property of every Muslim as a sacred trust. Return the goods entrusted to you to their rightful owners. Hurt no one so that no one may hurt you. Remember that you will indeed meet your Lord and that He will indeed reckon your deeds. Allah has forbidden you to take usury interest, therefore all interest obligations shall henceforth be waived. Your capital, however, is yours to keep. You will neither inflict nor suffer any iniquity. Allah has judged that there shall be no interest. Now we are going to start it this way. Hazrat Muhammad exclaimed to his people, O people, regard this month, just as he told his people that just as they regarded this month, this day, this city as sacred, so they should also regard the life and property of every Muslim as a sacred trust. They should return the goods entrusted to them to their rightful owners. They should not hurt anyone so that no one may hurt them. They should remember that they will all meet their Lord and that He will indeed reckon their deeds. Allah has forbidden them to take usury interest, therefore all interest obligations shall henceforth be waived. He further said that their capital, however, is theirs to keep. They will neither inflict nor suffer any iniquity. Allah has judged that there shall be no interest. There will be no inverted commas in this paragraph because the spoken words have been changed into indirect speech. Next page, number 2 is, beware of Satan for the safety of your religion. He has lost all hope that he will ever be able to lead you astray in things, so beware of following him in small things. Now here Nabi Pak is again addressing his people. He said that we should be aware of Satan for the safety of our religion. Satan has lost, or he has lost all hope that he will ever be able to lead us astray in big things. So we should be aware of following him in small things also. Third one, it says, O people, it is true that you have certain rights with regard to your women and that also they have rights over you. Remember that you have taken them as wives only under Allah's trust and with His permission. If they abide by your right, then to them belongs the right to be fed and clothed in kindness. Do treat your women well and be kind to them, for they are your partners and committed helpers. And it is your right that they do not make friends with anyone of you do not approve, as well as never be unchaste. Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam further said, he addressed his people and said, it is true that they have certain rights with regard to their women, and the women have also rights over them. He told them to remember that they have taken them as wives only under Allah's trust and with His permission. He further told them that if they abide to their rights, to them belongs the right to be fed and clothed in kindness. He told them that they should treat their women well and be kind to them, for they are their partners and committed helpers. He further said that it is their duty that they do not make friends. It's the women's duty that they do not make friends with anyone the husband does not approve of, as well as never to be unchaste. The last paragraph is, all mankind is from Adam and Eve. An Arab has no superiority over a non-Arab, and a non-Arab has no superiority over an Arab. Also, a white has no superiority over a black, nor does a black have any superiority over white, except by piety and good action. Learn that every Muslim is a brother to every other Muslim, and that the Muslims constitute one brotherhood. Nothing shall be legitimate to a Muslim which belongs to a fellow Muslim unless it was given freely and willingly. Do not therefore do injustice to yourselves. Now here further Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, he told his people that all mankind was from Adam and Eve. An Arab had no superiority over a non-Arab, and a non-Arab had any superiority over an Arab. Also, a white had no superiority over a black, nor did a black have any superiority over a white, except piety and good action. He told his people to learn that every Muslim is a brother to every other Muslim and that the Muslim constitute one brotherhood. He further said that nothing shall be legitimate to a Muslim which belongs to a fellow Muslim unless it was given freely and willingly. He told them not to do injustice to themselves. Now the further part is page 8, language study, parts of speech. You know the English language constitutes 8 parts of speech. Words are divided. Now basically English starts with the alphabet. Alphabets are 26 in number. 5 are vowels and the rest are consonants. Words are divided into different kinds of classes called parts of speech. Now speech explains to you that whatever is being written has to be spoken. Words are divided into different kinds of classes called parts of speech according to their use, that is according to the work they do in a sentence. The parts of speech are 8 in number. Now parts of speech make up a sentence. We have small parts which together form a complete sentence which makes sense or meaning. The first part of speech is a noun. A noun is a naming word. Basically, that's the basic definition. A noun is a word used as a name of a person, place or thing. As Akbar was a great king, Lahore is on the Ravi, the rose smells sweet, the sun shines brightly, his courage won him honor. The word things includes all objects that we see, hear, taste, touch, smell, etc. Something that we cannot think of but cannot perceive. Something that we can think of but cannot perceive the senses. Okay, anything that we can touch is a noun, and any feeling inside us is also a noun. There are types of nouns as abstract and concrete nouns, proper and common nouns, gender nouns, collective nouns, lots of nouns. This explanation we'll go further into later when I start with the grammar parts. Now the second part of speech is an adjective. An adjective is a word used to add something to the meaning of a noun. As he is a brave boy, he is a boy. Without the explanation, he is a boy, and with the explanation, he is a brave boy. Next is there are 20 boys in his class. A pronoun. Third part of speech is a pronoun. A pronoun is a word used instead of a noun. Aslam is absent because he is ill. The books are where you left them. Number 4, a verb. A verb is a word used to say something about some person or thing. As the girl wrote a letter to her cousin. Peshawar is a big town. Iron and copper are useful metals. A verb is an action word or verb to be. The presence of a person is also an action. Number 5, an adverb. An adverb is a word used to add something to the meaning of a verb, an adjective or another adverb. He worked the sum quickly. This flower is very beautiful. She pronounced the word quite correctly. A preposition is a word used with a noun or a pronoun to show the person or thing denoted by the noun or pronoun stands in relation to something else. There is a cow in the garden. The girl is fond of music. A fair little girl sat under a tree. Explaining, a fair little girl sat under a tree. Where did she sit? Under a tree. There is a cow in the garden. Where is the cow? In the garden. The girl is fond of music. What is the girl fond of? She is fond of music. A conjunction is a word used to join words or sentences. As Javed and Javeria are cousins, 2 and 2 make 4. I ran fast but missed the train. Eighth part of speech is an interjection is a word which expresses some sudden feeling. Hurrah, we have won the game. Alas, she is dead. As words are divided into different classes according to work in a sentence, it is clear that we cannot say to which part of speech a word belongs unless we see it used in a sentence. They arrived soon after adverb. They arrived after a preposition.